everyone, and welcome to FranTastic InSights, where we provide insights from some of the coolest people in franchising. My name is Alesia Visconti. I am the president and CEO of FranServe and Franchise Dictionary magazine. Now, FranServe is the largest franchise consulting organization in the world, and our mission is very simple. We aim to change people's lives through franchise ownership. And we do that through a network of incredible franchisors and franchise consultants, all who are dedicated to helping their clients explore franchise opportunities. Now, today, very excited, I have Adam Winnett. He is the Franchise Development Manager for Wow One Day Painting. And Adam, welcome to our show.
Happy to be here. Thanks for hosting me.
We are thrilled to have you. I know you guys are busy, and I'm just thrilled that you were able to find time to be on our show. Now, I'd be real happy if you'd share a little bit about your brand, what it's about, what makes it unique, and of course, your role with the company as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So Wow One Day Painting, just to connect the dots, is part of a bigger franchise organization called O2E Brands, or Ordinary to Exceptional Brands. Most people would probably be familiar with our sister brand, 1-800-GOT-JUNK. So same founder, same person who started Wow One Day Painting, started that brand just over 30 years ago. And what we're doing with all of our brands, we have another brand as well, Shackshine, is looking to really reinvent customer experience in these industries where it's generally lacking. And that's what made the 1-800-GOT-JUNK brand so successful, is really taking this customer experience lens to what they did. And with Wow One Day Painting, we're looking to do something very, very similar and build something all over again. So if you missed the wave of 1-800-GOT-JUNK, here's your chance again. And for our space with painting, if any of you, and probably a lot of you, have tried to hire a painter, have had to use painters in the past, it can be a very frustrating process. It can be a time-consuming process, and it can be a really disrupting process when they actually come into your home. And we're looking to remove all that for customers. And so you heard it in the name, you said it, we're doing jobs in one day. And that's what makes us really, really unique and different and disruptive in the painting space, is everything we're doing is built around our customer. What will make them happy, what makes their life easier, easy to find us, easy to book us. We show up when we say we're going to, we do what we say we're going to do, we make it very easy on the customer, and we give them speed and quality. And so that job is done really quickly. And so for a customer, especially if we look back at the year we just had, you don't necessarily want strangers in your house for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, which is normal in painting. We can get in, do an amazing job, and get out quickly. And what we're finding is customers are loving having this different option, something that they're just not used to getting.
I think that convenience factor, especially, I mean, it's always been important to customers, but even more so now, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, 100%. It's, I mean, none of us would have wished 2020 to be the way it was, so I'll be very clear about that. But what we've seen in our space is kind of a skyrocket of busyness. Customers are home more, people are home more, there's more disposable income that they're not using on other things. And that convenience of, well, I can order things off Amazon, for example, click of a button. I can order something on Starbucks on my phone and just go pick it up. Like, other services, other areas offer this convenience. Why can't I get that in home services? That's not normal. And that's what we are doing, is making it very easy to find us, very easy to book us, and then the service itself very easy. And I think you said it, people are willing to pay for that convenience, pay to get the time back in their lives, because we're all so busy now. And so that's the opportunity we see, is, again, just having this customer experience lens. And we're seeing the, I guess, the market, if you want to call it that, respond to it, that we had a very, very busy 2020.
Well, that's wonderful to hear. Now, let's talk a little bit about your expansion plans. And, market-wise, I know it can be, everywhere, but is there places that are hotter than others in terms of where you want to expand? Or talk to us a little bit about, what your plans are.
Yeah, for sure. And that would be my role, is working with people that want to explore the opportunity, explore the brand, see if this could be the right fit for them, if this could be the path to business ownership. Because for a lot of our owners, this is the first time they've owned a business and gone down that path, and that's also something that we're excited about, and why I like what I do. The growth for us is really going to be more driven in the US. In Canada, we have a few opportunities left, but not many. And within the US, I would say, where we've really seen a buzz right now would probably be a bit more of some of the southern states, Texas, the Carolinas, Tennessee, places like this, Florida even. Just lots and lots of interest, and we've seen growth and franchise expanding there. And then another little pocket around the Northeast as well, in kind of that Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, like that area as well. Again, lots and lots of interest, and we've seen growth there in the last couple of years. As we continue to expand, though, to be honest, we've got markets all across the U.S. that are available and fantastic. So the nice thing is we have this sister brand with 1-800-GOT-JUNK, where we have a very similar customer. We've been able to see what's working, who's performing, what markets are responding. That makes it very easy for us to look at and go, we also need a wow there, right? The customer should be able to get both choices. So lots and lots of opportunities. There's only probably under 5 markets in the US right now where we're totally sold out that we just couldn't add somebody. So yeah, still lots and lots of room to grow.
I love what you just said, Adam. You said, that place needs a wow there. I think every place needs wow, right?
Yes. Yeah, it happens all the time when I'm talking to someone. They're going, if you guys were here, I would use you. I go, I know. Well, what? That could be you, and it even makes me think back to, we had an owner who's in Pennsylvania. He was our rookie of the year 2 years ago, and he initially used the 1-800-GOT-JUNK service, and he was moving homes. He and his wife had been in the same home for 25 years, moved in this new home. They're talking to the junk owner about that. And he was saying, what are you doing with the house? And he said, well, we want to paint it next. We don't love the colors. And he said, we have a painting business in our family. He's like, oh, done. Like, the experience with 1-800-GOT-JUNK was so great. Calls in, unfortunately, not in his area. And his wife just kept talking about it. And we're like, how is this not here? Fast forward, he looked into it, and he's now an owner and doing extremely well. So you're bang on it. We wish we were everywhere so we could help everybody make their lives easier.
I love it. That is a wonderful, wonderful story. So
Yeah.
let's talk a little bit about the traits you look for in a franchise owner. We just talked about how that couple became one of your franchisees. What do you look for a strong franchise owner?
Sure. Yeah, there's a couple things that we generally are after, and I'll preface that by saying the backgrounds of our owners are widespread. They're actually typically not from painting, or not from even the trades world. They're more likely from the business world, or we've had law enforcement and military and all sorts of different things, but they're generally not from the exact space. And there's a couple things. So one would be, as I mentioned, we're a customer experience business. So someone that likes the idea or is passionate about the idea of having a service that their community is going to love. They like the idea of giving something to their community, interacting with customers, that word of mouth, those 5-star reviews. That's something that gets them really, really excited. They don't want to just kind of hide behind a computer all day and just be in an office and be by themselves. They like to be out, and they want something that their community is going to love. The second big thing would be, this is a people business. We have people working for us in our business, delivering the service. And for these owners to really expand and grow and hit these heights that they have, it's going to involve people and expanding. So someone that likes to lead and manage people, create a team culture, hire, create jobs in their community, even take someone from a painter and turn them into a salesperson or a job site manager. Like, they get excited about mentoring and coaching, developing people. That would be another big one. And then I think the last one would just be someone that, like systems and processes. We're really, really strong on the operational side. And that comes from, again, 30 plus years of building a world-class brand. So we have processes and we have systems and we have, a recipe to be successful. Someone that wants that will follow that. We got it for you. And that generally, you take those qualities and you apply them regardless of field, and we see people really explode.
Now, I heard you say this, Adam, but I'm just going to make sure so that our audience hears it too. They
Sure.
don't have to have a background in painting or home services, do they?
They don't. I would say 98% of our owners don't. Yeah,
Yeah.
they
See,
don't at all.
I think there's a lot of aha moments, that goes on when they hear that, because they're excited. People hear about this great brand, and like you said, in that family of the 1-800-JUNK, but they say, I don't know anything about painting.
Yeah, almost better, to be honest. Like, we have that dialed, and all of our coaches all come from running painting businesses and developing these processes for you. And I'll go back in, I've said it a few times, but it's not even about painting. Just like it's not about junk removal. These are customer experience businesses. You just happen to paint in our space, and you're not going to be a painter. That's not what you do. What we're looking for is people that want to be the CEO of their own home service business. We're looking for builders, people that are ambitious about going, hey, why can't I have $1 million plus business? But you can. And that's what we want to partner with, is people that are thinking like that, not thinking, I love painting. That's all I think about. I'm obsessed with it. I can't wait to get on the brush. Not the right person. So to your point, don't need experience. Almost probably prefer you don't have it. We've got the systems for you that can be learned. It's that builder mentality, that person that wants to, build teams, build a business, and has that business mindset. That's the right person.
Wonderful, and thank you for qualifying that for me. Now, we talked a little bit about some of your franchisees and systems, and don't you also offer a veteran discount for people in the military?
Yeah, we do, and it's something that I think we really appreciate the service people put in, and that's a chunk of their lives for a lot of them where they've really dedicated themselves. And for a lot of people, they leave that world at an age where they still have 2 or 3 chapters left of their life, and it's what do you do next? And so we want to make this potentially the right avenue for them with a little bit of help. And so we do have a discount of 15% on their franchise fees. Um, we've had people take advantage of that. We have veterans in our system, and there's a lot there where it comes with the leadership, it comes with systems, and it comes with dedication. I think we all know that building a business isn't easy, and it's not a light switch as much as you might feel like you see that sometimes online, that it's an overnight success story. And even Brian Scudamore, our founder, he says people always ask me about 1-800-GOT-JUNK being a 30-year-old overnight success story, because it takes time. And so that military background, veteran background, often is really wired to going steps, time, effort, and I see the results I want, and absolutely, there's a huge opportunity there.
Well, thank you so much for that, and we do always appreciate the service from the military. I'm very
Absolutely.
involved with VetFran and helping people from the military find their way into
Yeah,
franchise ownership. So thank you for that support. We really appreciate it, extensively.
definitely.
We're talking a little bit about what franchising is about and the support and the way that we reach out to people. I'd like to go a little bit deeper now and, Adam,
Yeah.
talk about one of my favorite hashtags I use on social media. I use it more than I think even my own companies, but the hashtag is franchise strong.
Yeah.
And for me, it means it's like everything that's wonderful about franchising. It's the family, it's the support, it's we call it the franchise fam, right? It's how we all work together to help people's dreams of franchise ownership come true, right? Most people have
Yeah.
dreams of owning a business. They don't know how to go about it. Franchise really opens that path. Tell
Yeah.
me what franchise strong means to you and to your brand.
Yeah, that's a great question, and I know you use the hashtag well, and so happy to speak on it. Yeah. For me, it's 2 things. So I think I look at it, yeah, in 2 ways. One would be the community and the industry in general, and in this case, I would look at FranServe as a partner that we work with. For a lot of people, as you said, there's a dream, the business ownership, and they may have heard of franchising, they may not have, or they kind of have an idea. That can be really intimidating. Where do I start? What do I look at? What are my options? And in this case, this is where a franchise broker can be such a huge help. Someone to help you kind of focus and understand what are your options. A home service business may not have been on your radar at all, or let alone a painting business. But you talk to a broker and all of a sudden you realize, whoa, wait a second, I could be really good at this. And this might be exactly what I'm after. So the broker and franchisor dynamic and help, I think, is for the right person, especially the broker side, is a huge help. And I would endorse it totally, that just having someone on your side, that ally, and someone that can kind of just help you focus, because it is a lot. So that's a big one for me that I would recommend. And then internally at Wow One Day Painting, a key piece would just be our franchisee network, meaning that the owners in the system and how they're connected. And actually, while I'm talking to you right now, we have our annual conference going on. Now, this year's virtual. Normally it's in person, but this is all of our brands come together. All of our franchisees come together. All of our, head office support, which is 350 people. There's probably 1,000 people attending this right now. So virtually, but normally, and it's a ton of interaction. So our franchisees, as much as yes, they're in their own area, they're constantly talking to each other, helping each other. With Wow One Day Painting, we've got different groups that people are a part of to support each other and help each other. We have events throughout the year where they're getting together. As much as we can do to help facilitate, and then just we're lucky it happens naturally. These owners are trying to build something bigger and better together, and that's fantastic. I think there's some strength in that versus being a business owner by yourself. Who do you turn to, right? And that's hard, and you have questions and you have frustrations and you're trying to grow and you don't know what to do. And in our world, the other franchisees, the other owners can be a massive source of help and support there. And we're lucky that this is happening with our help, and honestly without our help. The owners in our system with Wow One Day Painting are talking to each other offline, and meeting with each other and calling each other and emailing each other. So that would be the other piece for me. Those 2 elements both fit for me with the hashtag that you use.
I love it. And I love that your franchisees reach out to each other, and it is
Yeah.
that support, because isn't that the tagline, right? And be in business for yourself, but not by yourself.
100%. Yeah, 100%. And we're lucky for it. And there's just so much learning to share, right? I think a lot of us in jobs, we would ask someone, a coworker, someone that's in a similar field, questions or advice or run scenarios by them. But sometimes there's sort of maybe a stigma of, as an owner, you're supposed to know everything. How do you know everything? And so again, if you're also by yourself, you don't even know who to ask sometimes. So in a franchise system, I think a good franchise system, you should be able to access that wealth of information, and franchisees should want to help each other and help the brand raise. And the better they're all doing, the better they're all going to do. So it makes sense.
What would you say to someone who, questions, is this a good time for me to have a franchise and your brand especially? How would you respond to a question like that from someone?
Yeah, it's tricky. So on one hand, I'm going to look at this and go, like, from what we've seen, especially, and I'll speak from home services because this won't impact all brands, but or all industries, but there actually probably has never been a better time to do this. The reasons why a home service brand already made sense, meaning they're generally lower investment to get started. There's a low overhead to operate the business. There's great margins. They can be grown and scale quickly. That's all still there. On top of that, though, the demand for these services has never been stronger. And so kind of look at that and go, like, man, if I wasn't already in this is the time to do it. At the same time, for anybody, there's never probably the perfect time. It's kind of like having a kid. Like, you can sort of feel like you're ready, but you're also just, sometimes you got to do it. And there's always reasons not to do something, whether the economy is here or here, there's always things that you could talk yourself out of. At some point, you got to jump in with 2 feet. And it does depend what's going on in your life. But from an industry perspective, from a business perspective, honestly, with home services, there's never been a better time to do this. And if anybody does follow Brian Scudamore on any of his social related channels, he just wrote a big article for Forbes about this and speaking on this, about his experience and why it's the right time. So I would endorse that fully. And I also get it, though, that doesn't apply to all industries and with everything going on right now. But for us and what we've seen, yeah, it's grab the bull by the horns.
I happen to agree with you. We see it in home services, we see it in franchise, and we see it
Yeah.
certainly with Wow One Day Painting. It is a wake-up call for a lot of people to reevaluate their life, and franchise ownership really does seem to be the next logical step for them to take. So thank you for
Yeah.
sharing your insights on that. I appreciate that very much. And I want to thank you so much, Adam, for your time with us and for sharing, as I said, your FranTastic insights. And audience, thank you so much for your time. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can see updated and more videos. And Adam, I'm going to turn it over to you for the last words before we wrap up.
Sure. Well, again, appreciate the time and appreciate you having me on. And I think your last thought was a great one, that, if 2020 taught a lot of us anything, it was to reevaluate, what's important in your life. What do you want the next 5 to 10 years to be? And for a lot of people, what they maybe thought their future was, or how stable or secure or not, maybe question marks. And so, it's the story as old as time, but for control, what do you want to do with your future? Where do you want to live? What do you want your life to be? You can either put that in someone else's hands, or you can put it in your own control. And so business ownership, and especially franchise business ownership, I think can absolutely be the right vehicle for somebody. So I look forward to seeing more and more people go down that path and take that journey with us or with other brands that FranServe work with. But I just love to see people take that jump into business ownership.
Well, thank you. And that's a delight, Adam. And I just have to say, as we wrap up, have a fantastic day.
Well done. Thank you.